afternoon, folks. Welcome back to the farm. I'm dripping sweat in here right now in the chicken house. We just turned the compost pile. And actually what I did, because I gotta admit, I was really struggling with this for a guy that, keeps chickens professionally, builds compost professionally. I was having a lot of trouble getting this pile up to temp. In fact, the last couple of weeks I've been coming in, putting the thermometer in, and just feeling utterly defeated because I had the carbon to nitrogen ratio right. I thought I had the moisture ratio right, and I didn't. I was way off. In fact, it was far too dry. So I did is the unthinkable. I actually brought in, because there's a large volume of material in here, I brought in, you saying hi? No, you wanna say hi? You just want to be cute today. I brought in three 5-gallon buckets of water to mix in with the dry material that was in here and get that moisture balance correct. Now, if I was to tell the chicken owners out there that I was dumping 15 gallons of water inside my chicken house, you know what? They'd think I was crazy. But the reality is, it's 20 below outside right now, and it's 20 above inside the chicken house right now. So, and that's with no power, no external heat sources, just this compost pile that's inside. This is actually the side of a 1 cube tote that I took the top and the bottom off of, and I thought it'd be kind of a cool thing to help us keep that compost stacked. Because as you can see in here, chickens are pretty industrious and they like to scratch. So for every day I was coming in and piling it up, I should only have to do it like once a week, once every 2 weeks. They come in here every day and they'd have that pile just leveled. And that was part of the problem why I couldn't get up temp, is because these guys are working way too hard. So I put this plastic liner in here to keep the compost pile stacked up, help retain some of that moisture in there as well as some of the heat. But we are, like I said, it is hot in here right now. So I've got the hatch open, I got the vent open on the front, and there's air movement coming through here. When you go look outside, you'll see there's literally steam coming out of the building. So we're getting rid of any excess moisture in the coop that shouldn't be, and generating a pile of heat. Guys, I don't think you can see the steam coming out of the hatch. I just got it just cracked, but there's actually quite a lot of airflow that's coming through there. So there's really good ventilation. And why is this super important? Well, as you can see around me here, it's pretty much snowmageddon. It's we've over the last few days we've accumulated probably close to 10 inches of snow, which is a lot, for any single period of time. And you know what? We're not going to get much in the way of respite from this snow, because as soon as it's done snowing here, I think it's about 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon, it's supposed to be done snowing, the temperature is just going to plummet. And how much plummet? We're talking full-on mittens plummet. It's going to hit 30 below, and it's probably not going to see the right side of 25 below until at least the 4th or 5th of January. And that's in the end of the long-term forecast. That might even go sideways yet too. So we're about to get very cold. So one thing I did do with all this snow is I actually banked it up all the way around the chicken house. And that was another reason that I noticed that the compost just wasn't heating up inside the chicken house, was because we had airflow underneath the building. So the floor of the building was cold. But now with all the snow around there, it's very well insulated. The walls, of course, are really well insulated. The roof is insulated, but that floor space is just plywood, right? So being able to bank this snow up, and then you've just basically got a warm plenum space underneath the floor, works wonders. That's the difference between 20 below and 20 above. And we've even seen last winter, when we hit minus 50, that we could see, a 40-degree temperature differential from outside to inside, just by having active working compost inside the chicken house. So if you're not doing this, it might be worth a try. Now, of course, if you're going to try to do this now, it's going to be very challenging. There's a certain amount of microbiology you need to have built over the summer months to get this to work. Is that fun? So the thing with the tub here and creating a large enough mass to generate heat, how much moisture is really required? Well, if I grab a handful of this material, you see I can crumble it up, right? But it feels kind of like a damp sponge, right? And if I squeeze it like a damp sponge, I should be able to get a ball that easily crumbles. If I squeeze it and it just becomes a ball and it doesn't crumble, well then I've got way too much moisture. And if I squeeze it and it won't form a ball, it just stays kind of dusty and dry, well then clearly you don't have enough moisture at all. But I am confident after turning this pile here today, that pile will probably sit around 45 to 50 degrees Celsius by tomorrow morning, and we'll be in good shape to get us through this really, really cold snap that's coming. Pretty excited to keep things nice and warm and toasty, comfortable in here for the girls without any, external power sources, without any oil heaters, space heaters, propane torches, any of that stuff that burns your chicken house down. And we're making great compost for the garden, which is going to help grow all kinds of awesome vegetables and fruits next summer. Well, it's probably about time for me to stop thinking about hot chickens and maybe think about hot turkeys, which for you folks out there, if you have not taken your turkey out of the freezer yet, now would be a really good time to do that, unless you want to be having frozen turkey for Christmas dinner. But right now, I'm going to run to the shop and get some potatoes to fix up for supper tonight. So I'll let you go for now. I hope you have a fantastic evening and a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you in a couple of days.